Hey guys, Rich from Over the Fender Garage. Well, we're just about to the end of this project, getting really close. So now I'm just kind of running around finishing up little stuff here. Not a whole lot left to do, but I've got the fuel filler cover done. That's what that is. This is my nifty little way to open the door. That opens up the filler door. And there's the filler. So that's all done. So I went ahead and I made my electric fuel pump cover in the bed. It's pretty simple. A couple hooks underneath, hook on top, slide it in there, and boom, nice and strong. So that's all done. So I've got the hole for the AC drilled in the floor. Just all kinds of little stuff like that. That's all I got left to do. I do have to put a jam switch in here. I got a little bit of body work left to do on the very bottom of the doors. So I gotta do that. And right now what I'm finishing up is I am going to do a column cover, because this had a stick shift in it, 3 on the tree. So it's got the hole here for that. And I don't have a cover for it. So I'm gonna make me a little cover for this. And that's what I'm gonna start doing right now. Man, so little left to do. I cut all this stuff off here, so this is all clean. No more bolts on the back of that. Filled in the hole in the floor where the fuel line used to go out. Got my visor hole over there. Just little stuff. I need to do the handle for the inside on the new door panels, so I'll have to hang those back up to do that. And just a whole bunch of little stuff like that. It's all that is left. And when we tear this apart, I'll probably take this LS3 out of here, and I have to get a mock-up going in my Camaro I've got sitting here. I don't know when I'm gonna complete this. This has been a long-term project. It's one I mess around with now and then. But the LS3, probably put it in here, get it all pre-fit down in there, make sure the T56 fits in it. This car, all the metal work is basically done. There's a little bit that might have to be redone, but for the most part it's done. This was one of my first real heavy projects where I did all the metal work and quarter panels and rockers and all that kind of stuff. So that was my very first car I did all that kind of stuff on. A little sentimental value in that one. So probably go and set the LS3 in that one with the T56. Make sure everything fits with that, because I don't know if I got to cut the floor in that car. We will find out. But that's kind of the plan on that one. And then we'll get back over here. And this is my column cover I'm gonna make right here. I got the hole marked out, and this is made so I can put it together like that and have it overlap each other so it closes up the hole. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cut the hole out and clean it up, get this mounted up, and then that will be done. Very little left. So we'll get that done. Well, there that is, all finished up. I put a couple of ears on either side so I can put another clamp inside. So there's a clamp outside, there's a clamp inside, and then where it's attached up here on the dash. So that part is done. So let's dig out the little list here. Let's see. Oh, that. Not, no. What's I got left? Door light switch. I need a nut on the passenger side, so I gotta make a bracket and weld a nut to it for the seat belt, but I'm gonna get seat belts before I do that. Dash defrost vents. I have to wait till I pull the dash out. We've changed the wiper motor to a Ford style so I could put a delay on it. Oh, let's see. Drip rail on top of the doors. I could do that. Column cover. Done. Reese hitch. Inside door handles. So basically, these are the last two things I got to do with the doors on the truck. Besides run around and align everything, check it all out before I start tearing it apart. So I guess we could do the drip rails first, get that knocked out, and then do the inside door handles. And man, it's almost there. So I guess we'll do little drip rails on top of here and get that done. It's a nice little addition to do when you shave rails, is to put some sort of drip rail on the inside if you don't have a way of sealing it. So we'll get on to making some drip rails here. Mainly, it really just needs to be right here. Most of it's going to drip off the side. Very little is going to go inside because you got the setback. But a little precautionary measure, can you say? It could just come down to like right there, across here. This wouldn't need it because any wind would be going this way or rain, and if it's going down, it's going to go this way. But I'll probably put a piece on the front anyway. Very simple to do. So might as well throw them drip rails on there real quick. And because you're going to have the doors so you can get them all lined up, make sure it's not hitting anything. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to make these drip rails up. I've got the top of my door all cleaned up. I got the front half here. And what I got is a mark right here that shows where this runs into the door right here. So I want this to end up being right in that area like that. So that's what this line is for. And take and weld that rod on right there, and then if any rain gets inside there, it'll run off the back or the front of the door and not go inside the cab. So we'll get this piece welded on. All right, I've got my drip rail all tacked on here. So I had to step this back right here so you could get past the screws here. Don't want to weld in front of the screw holes. You can't get the wing window in. So it had to be held back a little bit there. Wraps all the way around, stops right there. But now I can take it and cycle the door, which works perfectly. So now I will grab a piece of clay here, and I'll take this clay and I will stick it like this and check this to make sure it clears. And there it is. See it hit right there. Let me do that again. I'll make it a little taller. Like that. Close that. It's closed all the way. You see the mark where the clay hit the inside channel in here. So I've got probably 1/4 of an inch of clearance between my drip rail and the top of the cab piece there. So that's all good in that area. I'm gonna do another one here. Check it. Like that. Close it. Same thing here, same amount. So it's good for clearance all the way around it. I'm gonna do one here. Check this one. Like that. And check this one here. And all the way closed. And there it is there. So we got the same amount of clearance all the way around this, so this is good to weld on. So now I'll go and weld this one all up, get this one done. Okay, there it all is, all welded. So now I'm going to take and grind that off, clean it up, and that is done. That's pretty much the end of any welding I got to do besides the wheel wells. I'm pretty sure it's so close. So let's see, I did remember one more thing I gotta put my overflow can on here. Somewhere in here. So, got one more thing to put in there. But other than that, it is done. So, that's so. All I got left to do, inside door handles. That is it. And then go line up all the body and start doing some pinholes. And start tearing it apart as I'm doing it. So, that's what's gonna happen. Get those inside door handles on and start the tear down, I guess. Well, we got the door panels in here hung, and we went and cut the door handles out. Got to mark that, put a plate back there. But there's what it looks like. I got it wrapped with tape, but you get an idea of what it looks like. Ends up looking cool. I like it. Very, very slick. So, take a walk over here. I think that ended up looking pretty good. Next thing I got to do is I have to cut the handle out here and then fiberglass this thing up. So that'll be finished up. And then for the door handle, got to mount the plates. These door handles mount on this plate right here. So I got to put this plate on the back side. And that part will be pretty much finished up. On this door panel, I have to take and I have to raise this up. So I'm gonna have to weld a piece of metal on there, which is good because the window mechanism's right there. So I won't have any interference problems with anything. It's gotta be lifted up. So it's about an inch lower in here. So lift that plate up, weld a piece of metal on there, and then the rod can just go right through here. No worry about any interference with anything. But basically, that's all that's left to do to the door panels. Do that, get this fiberglassed up, done, finished up. Got the back panel in process right now. I've got some of the sides fixed already. I've already flipped it over. But the back side's already been glassed up. This is all finished. So now it's nice and strong. So now I have to come on this side and I have to put this piece of paper down here. I'm gonna do 2 more layers on this to clean this up and then put that piece of paper so I can get that cut perfect. And this piece will be finished up. All I have left to do is drill the seatbelt holes. So I got a piece on the back side here too. So this is all super strong. It's all sealed up, ready to go. So there's not a lot left to do to the interior. So it's almost time to start tearing into it. I have to align all the body panels and then do some spot putty on it. Look for any of the bodywork that I don't like. There's a spot that's a mess or not. But I gotta wash it up and then do all the spot putty. Get all that stuff finished up. And then it'll be time to start tearing it apart. I love my slick gasket. That just works great. I love that. But everything else is coming along good. Not a whole lot to do. So we'll get on doing those door panel handles, get those finished up. I got the brakes right here for the front. You gotta take and mock those up real quick, which is basically just hanging them. Make sure everything fits on them. And that'll be done. I'm gonna have to probably modify the inside wheel wells on the front. I still haven't measured for that, but the way it's measuring out is it looks like I'm gonna have to do a little bit of modification on those, depending on what size tires I get for it, but shouldn't be too bad. It's just little stuff like that that's left. And go over the body, get it wet so I can see how smooth it is and how flat. But then we start tearing it apart, get it ready for some paint. So let's get on these door panels. Okay, there is both the handles mocked up. It's just tack welded on there right now. I'll weld that up. And then I drilled the hole behind this for the window regulator, so I can get to that bolt right there behind it. I had to cut this little spot out here just to make sure there was enough clearance for the rod to go through there. And that one, I've got it all done. The only thing I didn't do was put the slot in it. I spaced it, but I'll put that slot in there, and then they're both done. They just got to be welded up. So that takes care of all the interior except for the gauge pods. So we are done on this part. We can line up all these body panels and do the finals on the bodywork. All right, we are on the last thing to do here for the upholstery. We need to cover the armrest here with some fiberglass and do the kick panels. We gotta make the little piece that fits down inside there. But for right now, I'm gonna get this apart so I can cover these up in fiberglass. I gotta trim. Oh, I'll do this here first. Let me take it apart. All right, so now what I gotta do is I have to trim this top piece right here. I need to cut this piece of wood off so that my armrest pad sits up on top and goes over the top of the panel to the back. And then I have to cut out my handle hole right here. And then this piece is basically done. This one here, I gotta do a little trim right here. And that one's done. So let's cut this piece off and get this thing ready, get some fiberglass on these and get them done. And upholstery rough-in will be finished. Okay, got that all trimmed. I got a pocket for the cup right there. Got me a little cup jig right here. So that's cut out. So now I take and fiberglass this up. When I make the handle, just like a 1/2 inch thick. And then when you put the pad on top of it and everything, it ends up being about 3/4. You put that right on top of there, it'll go way up here. But cut the cup out of there, and then on the back side, I can take and put some holes like right here. That way I can get screws up into the top of the arm pad. So that one will be changeable easy. So these are all done. We'll take them in and get some fiberglass on this stuff, and it is done. what I'm going to do to the wheel wells here is I've taken all this apart and I went and cycled my wheel without the spring in there to see how high it would come up. And with a 28-inch tall tire, what I've got is it comes up here and it just touches my top lip right here of the inner fender well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this wheel well right here on that line, and I'm going to move that up and re-weld that on. And then I'm going to take and I'll put a little brace right here for that bottom bolt so it doesn't flex, since I'll be moving that up a little bit. And then on the hood hinge, I'm going to trim this off right here, about 1/4 of an inch off the bottom, just so we don't have any interference problems. I really don't want to put the cowl ones on. I know they make those fancy cowl ones, but I don't really think they're necessary. I think it'll be fine that way. I mean, it's not going to be super low. It's just going to be, in case it bottoms out on the wheel travel, that you're not hitting the inner fender well. So it should be good. I don't think it would ever hit, but it's better to be safe than sorry since it's got it apart. Can't be that big of a modification, but I'll try to use the original ones if I can. If I can modify them a little bit, if it ends up being too much, I'll go the other way. But that's all that's left. Just a few little things. So let's get the fender off there, get these cut. Digging around, looking for any body work that's got to be fixed. Everything else looks pretty good. It's just fine tuning everything. But we'll get this door lifted up. It'd be nice to have some door latches. My door latches are shot because I did think about changing this to a claw type, the more modern type. I kind of don't really want to go through all that. I've done that before on other vehicles. It's really kind of a pain in the butt. And then you have a problem trying to lock the truck or the car. So I think I'm just going to leave this one on here this way. I mean, they work fine. They work fine for 50 years. They should be fine for another, 25, 50 years. Just got to oil them once in a while. Give them a little shot of lube. But the driver's side one kind of works. The passenger side one is completely locked up. I cannot get it to break loose. So won't be able to do anything with that one. Other than that, we're good to go on finishing this up. So I'll get everything lined back up, everything bolted on 100%. I'll probably bolt the wheel wells in if I can. I don't know, we'll see about that part. But as long as all the body panels are on there, hood's on there, everything works, everything closes, it should be good for gap and everything. This truck had really good gaps before I took it apart, so it should go back together really good. The driver's side one, it is right on, right there, and it's right on down here. So this door is good. It is just got to go, door's got to go that way a little bit at the bottom, so it'll probably have to be raised up a little bit when I twist it. Other than that, it looks really good there. Let's see, what else? Oh, I did get my jam switches in. Drilled the hole, made the jam switches fit. So that's all done too. What else? What else? Basically, that's it. Last little thing to do. Well, I think that's it. I think that's it. So, let's just go ahead and start doing that. Oh, I gotta do that too. Yeah, I still gotta do my turn signals. I gotta cover this up, and I gotta cover up where the emblem goes. Other than that, well, this comes off the truck, so it's not really a big deal. It's not a major piece. But other than that, get everything on it, get it bolted up, get it lined up, make sure everything's good, clean everything up, and we are ready to go to blow it apart. Get these doors relined, and then we'll jump on getting all those pinholes out of there. You're ready to blow apart.